October 29th, 2024. That is the date on which Wargaming released the Weasel 1 into Era 2, a Western Alliance Era 2 premium light tank. And on that day, the balance of Era 2 changed in a very significant way. The footage that you're watching now was recorded November of 2024. I don't own the Weasel one, so the best I can do for footage is the old footage I have from the time it was released. But on September 26th, 2025, so not a year, almost a year, we'll call it 11 months, almost 11 months to the day, Wargaming on their Friday night stream announced, not changes, they announced proposed changes to the Weasel Mark 1. Let's see what they had to say.
So currently what we're taking a look at, and we know that this one has been called out many times in the past, but the clip size and the reload, simply dropping its DPM at this time, is the current going proposal, as well as some accuracy changes during its shot dispersion during rotation.
So there we go. These are proposed changes, and Wargaming there, bam, acknowledging that this has been a topic of conversation for a very long time. But these are proposed changes. Remember that, guys. Keep this in mind for now. These are proposed changes. These are not confirmed changes. And later on in the stream, they go on to say that this stuff will be sent to Super Test. If Super Test like it, then it will be pushed into the game, which means there will be an announcement date for these changes. And my guess is they'll be offering refunds to people who are upset that their Weasel 1 has been nerfed. I'd assume that's how it goes. But remember, these are not confirmed changes, these are proposed changes. What I want to do now is I want to take a look at their little graphic, their information graphic, and we'll just go over the numbers again with the context of the Marder 1A1 in there as well. So, Weasel 1 is currently 100 rounds clip size. It's going to drop to 75. The Marder 1A1 is 75 rounds in the clip. And the reason this is important in my mind, I've made a video on this already, the 20mm cannon on the Weasel 1 is the same as the 20mm cannon on the Marder 1A1. So, strictly speaking, they should perform in exactly the same way. If you want to, in my opinion, if you want to bring perfect balance to the Weasel 1, you just make it the same as the Marder, because the Marder's autocannon is effective, but the Marder is a lot bigger. It's not as well concealed, but it does have the advantage of the ATGM. So the smaller size of the Weasel, the better concealment of the Weasel, makes up for the ATGM. So just give them the same weapon systems. That, in my opinion, that's what they should be doing, but that's not quite what they're doing. It's a step in the right direction, but it's not quite there. So 75 rounds is what the Weasel is being... The proposal is dropping the Weasel to 75 rounds. Reload from 24 to 22.2. Marder 27, but again, the extra seconds are made up for by the fact that it's got ATGMs. DPM 5010 to 4223. I think that's okay, because when we compare that to the 3578 of the 1A1, then you're what, roughly 700, 650 above the Marder. But the Marder's got the ATGM, which hits for the standard ATGM hits for around 800, I think. So again, we're kind of balancing it there. I think Wargaming are addressing this sensibly. I like this idea. I like the fact that they're proposing changes to this vehicle. But the last number here is one that I'm struggling to make sense of, because this is not a statistic that is listed on their website. I searched the website, the Weasel 1 website page, for the number 0.7, and that number doesn't show up at all on the Weasel 1 page. So shot dispersion penalty during turret rotation from 0.7 to 0.1. The reason I'm not understanding this is they've put 0.10, which is just 0.1, unless 0.10 is 0.10 somehow. I don't fully understand that. The number they have for accuracy during turret rotation, which is the closest I can find, is 0.85, sorry. So if anyone does understand that number, I'd like to know. But at the moment, the closest I can find on their website is 0.85. I'm assuming this is 0.10. That's what I'm assuming, which means that the accuracy was 0.7, and at 0.10 it's worse. That's what I'm assuming. So if they've made the accuracy during turret rotation worse, then good. They've dropped the clip size, good. The reload is slightly quicker, which is fine, and the DPM is lower. These are all good things in my opinion. But as with all things, we'll have to get hands on with it. We'll have to see how it actually affects the gameplay, and we'll have to see how it actually affects the Weasel one in the game, because until we're hands on with this thing, we're not going to know. So this game is a very, very old one. We're almost at the end. It's 3 versus 3, and I've done 10,000 damage. Yeah. 10,000 damage without ATGMs. This thing needs a nerf. It's needed a nerf for a very long time, and I'm glad to see that Wargaming are finally addressing this. I'm very pleased. It does seem that for the context of me recording this, I'm recording this the same weekend as the auto aim test. So they're talking about making nerfs to the most toxic vehicle in the game. They're talking about making changes to mechanics that make it more player versus player, skill versus skill. It sounds like Wargaming are on the right track. They're on the right track to making this game what it needs to be in my mind. And I like that. This is all good. Okay, the final tank here is a T10. It's been so long since I've watched this game, I have no idea what happens. I assume we win. Bagel. Don't shoot the front. Don't shoot the side. Shoot the rear. And I'm out of ammo. Okay, I'm interested to see how this goes. This is down to the Bagel then. The Bagel has to win this. What happens? Oh, I think I do remember this game actually. I think this is one where I think the Bagel dies, and the only thing I can do is to try and tempt the T10 out of the cap circle by swooping into the cap, letting him see me, and then shooting off again. I can't remember. Let's fast forward and take a look. So there goes the last Bagel. And now we're playing the game, well, not playing the game, we're watching the game at 1000% speed. And as you can see, several times here, multiple times, I swoop into the cap, I get myself spotted, and I disappear. I do the same thing again, rinse and repeat all the way through, up until the end, where unfortunately my tactic doesn't work and the game ends. And they win. Oh well, it is what it is. But 11,743 damage, 7 kills, does demonstrate that the Weasel is ridiculously overpowered. And that's exactly why, following, not long after the Weasel came out, the ELC came out, and it was just a string of toxic tank after toxic tank in Era 2, and it was not a good time for Era 2. But I am glad to see that Wargaming are finally looking to address this directly. Alright guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, if not a dislike, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one.